Hello, Garrett. Mark Alderman from Alderman Chevrolet Buick GMC, Vermont's favorite car dealership. And Garrett, here she is. Your brand new Hummer Edition 1, number 675, on its way to you tomorrow. Just wanted to give you a quick introductory orientation, share some tips that maybe I've come across driving over 9,000 miles in my own personal Edition 1. So first up, we'll go through the key fob. Got the key fob right here. You can lock and unlock the doors with the key fob. Hit this 2 times to start the vehicle, but I will tell you, starting it with the app, you're able to set the temperature. So like you hear Tesla has like a dog mode. They don't call it dog mode, but with the app you can start the vehicle, set the temperature, either AC on or heat. You can't do that per se, or there may be a way to program it. I haven't figured out with the start. But you don't hit the lock first and then that. You just hit start 2 times. Now I can also open the rear tailgate with this right here by hitting that 2 times, or the frunk, or E-trunk, GM likes to call it. I can also make the lights flash and the horn honk with that button there. And you see it's got welcome animations when the key fob goes out of range, comes back in range. So it's talking to us right now. Now with the frunk, we'll call it that, so 2 times it'll open right up, and hit it like that. And there you go right there. I believe that you get soft cases with the removable roof panels. I'm not 100% sure about that, but if you do, those would strap down in here when you store the tops. Now, in order to close it, we've got to hit this twice and hold it all the way down until it comes all the way down and latches. And now we're good. You've got your off-road lights right here, and those have covers on them. You've got your 3 wipers. Coming down the side, you got those 35-inch tires, your fixed steps with rock sliders down beneath. Over here's the charge port, so it's the back of the driver's side, so when you get that charger installed, it comes to the level 2 Cripple Creek charger that's inside. You're going to want to make sure that you've got it set up to access the back left. Now, this pull out here, that's for your DC level 3 charging, and that's the regular port for the level 2 and level 1. Now soon we'll be able to get an adapter to be able to use the Tesla network as well. And then some Tesla chargers have CCS adapters built into the charger, and so you'll be able to figure that out, which ones those are. Now this button here, it's on each one of the doors. As long as the key fob's in my pocket, I can lock and unlock the doors with that button there. Here in the back, and this is the EvoTex interior on the doors and everything. This feels great. It does have kind of a dimpled pattern to it, and so certain, like for example, like something sugary or something like that, something with crumbs, can kind of get into those nooks. So that's just something to pay attention to. This is to cover up the front license plate if you want a nice smooth finished look there. You've got your level 1 charger. There's those covers for the tops. And that's your Cripple Creek charger. This seat flips up. It's a 60/40 flip up seat. And then this rear glass does come down. And so there's a control that I'll show you to lower that glass. So having all 4 windows open plus the rear glass makes for a really nice open air experience. And then you can remove these tops here. And so you pull this handle and then push up on the top and pull out. So some people complain about water leaking, and look, it's always possible. You go through a car wash, different things like that, you can get some residual water in, but mainly being careful with taking the tops on and off and really making a point of lifting the outside part and pulling it out, and then when you put it back in, You put the inside part in first and bring that down and latch it. I haven't had any issues. And so these two tops remove here in the back, and then that center bar is fixed. But in the front, that center bar can be removed, and there's a place to store it underneath the seat. I haven't done that myself personally. Also in the back, you got rear outboard heated seats, and then there's HVAC controls right there, USB A and C port. Up front here, and by the way, the windows all index. And what that means is when I pull gently on the handle, the window comes down just a little bit. And when I close the door, the window goes back up. So just be, I just am a little bit, so when I open the doors, I always make a point of pulling this handle first and then opening it. I just think that it wears a little bit better. That's all designed to reduce air noise and have a better fit. So just kind of pull that handle first. Be conscious and aware of that. So the seats are programmable. Seat tilted, power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Get everything set the way you want it. Set, store for number 1, and then store for number 2. So one key fob set to 1 and the other one set to 2, I believe. So it used to be that way anyways. Now, this button here folds the mirrors. So if you're going through a car wash or something like that, you can fold the mirrors. Here's a fascinating thing I only just learned, is that the mirrors will automatically come back out after you start driving. So fold the mirror, power fold the mirrors, go through the car wash, come out, start driving, and I think it's once you get up to a certain speed, the mirrors come back out. So you would push the left button to adjust the left mirror, the right button to adjust the right mirror. So 8-way power driver's seat. It's got, I think it's 4-way power lumbar support. And just show you the seats here a little bit. They're perforated, so they're heated and cooled seats. And I've found that doing automatic on the HVAC works best for me. So you can play around with that. Now over here, this is for your auxiliary power outlets. So for like the 110 volt that's in the back, you can use that. There's your rear cargo light. That drops the rear. So that's for the front here. That's for the tailgate here. This drops all 4 windows all at the same time. Not the rear window, but I'm not sure that can't be programmed. Because on the SUV, that drops all 5 windows, not just all 4. Here you can turn off the lane keep assist if you want. That turns on and off there. So we'll go ahead and start it up. Get some really awesome welcome animations. Here you can see this is the odometer, the trip odometer that I talked to you about. Only 0.7 miles per kilowatt right now. It's got 75 miles on it. And it's just below 80% charge. We'll go ahead and hit OK here, and we'll keep it in demo mode. You're going to want to get a Google account and log in your Google account for this in order to use the maps. I will tell you I prefer Waze, using Waze with this. But Maps the Maps was pretty good and did a good job of connecting with other chargers. Now, remember I mentioned this to you, but when you're driving down the road and you want to try to push different buttons, it's easy for the vehicle, because it's a big vehicle and it rides super smooth, but still you could just barely, like, you're going for Maps and you hit phone or vice versa. And so I've just found that putting my fingers up top and just hitting with my thumb is much more effective. Here on energy, this is where you'd set it to like 80% max charge. And so play around with it. Start off with 100% for a little while, and then dial this down to 80% once you get a feel for things. And so here we just you just go like this and slide this and set it for 80. I'm going to set it for 100 right now and leave it at 100. So there's different things you can do, and you can set it up on a schedule to charge only certain times, but really get a feel for it yourself. So when we set the temperature, I like to keep it on auto, is my suggestion. And by the way, one of the things, if you don't have anybody in the back, you can take the rear climate and turn that right off. That does save some energy. So you put that there. But I'd set it for auto, set my temperature, and the seats sync up with that pretty well. So I found that works good. Heated steering wheels here. If you do any off-roading, your e-lockers are there, front and rear. That's to turn the traction control on and off. Here's your parking assist. And so, I don't know if it'll come on when I'm in park. But yeah, okay, so here we go. So your parking assist there, it's looking for a right-hand parallel park, but if I wanted to do a perpendicular park right here, and just go slow. And with the park assist, and I've done a separate video on that, but because it's electronic shifting and it's got Super Cruise, the park assist is 100% automatic. It does all the back and forth and everything automatically. And it just takes practice, but the more you practice it, the handier it comes in. It takes some, it's really super cool. Go with another couple after you've practiced for a while, and then you do it and your passengers will freak out because the steering wheel starts going, and it's just really kind of a cool experience overall. Wireless charging's right here. USB A and C ports. We've got flip-up cup holder right there. Now, some people, for the one-pedal driving we talked about, they just put it in low. Some people do some driving in low that has similar kind of effect. For one pedal, what I do, I turn the mode dial here. This comes up, and then I haven't played around with different modes. So I turn it the once, and it goes tow haul, and then I go back to normal, and I hit this button right here for one pedal driving. So one pedal's on now. I'm going to turn that off, so I'll turn the mode indicator again and turn that off. But there's your different modes there. Now, rear steering is super cool, and you've seen the ad for crab walk. So if I wanted to do crab walk, I would hit this button here, press and hold it, and then it comes up on the dash, and when that circle completes, it's now in crab walk mode. I have no interest in driving in crab walk mode, but it is kind of nice to know it's there, and you'll end up doing it once or twice. People see the commercials, they really want to check it out, but I've never found a time where it's actually handy. So now I'm going to hit this button again, and you'll see now it's in rear wheel steering auto, or I can turn that off. I'll put it back to auto. There are times where you're backing up, like I back into my garage for charging, and so there's been times where I like to have the four-wheel steering off because it's easier to back into a space like a garage without that on. We can adjust the height here, and I think extract mode's in there somewhere. I'm not sure how to use that, so you have to check the manual for that. And let's see, you've got your integrated trailer brake right there. And see if we see anything else up front. Oh, so the rear window control is right here. So if I push this, let's see, push it this way, that rear window comes down. So that's kind of nice. And then also the cameras, tons of cameras on this. I think it's got like 18 cameras, underbody cameras, all sorts of things. And so mainly I don't touch the cameras. There are, however, like that's a cargo camera, and then I think there's an inbox camera somewhere on here. Let's see, is it there? Not sure, maybe not. I think there is. But But essentially, I leave the cameras. There's underbody cameras, more underbody cameras. I think, well, I guess that's the, okay, so that's the camera that would look into the box. You can't see there because of the tonneau cover. So that's the only one I would do manually. Otherwise, the cameras are super intuitive. So when you're pulling around something up front, getting close, automatically the front camera comes on. When you're backing up, the rear camera's on. So overall, the cameras are fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in reverse. You see they're dynamic. They have grid lines that turn with the steering wheel. But I don't really mess with the cameras at all. I let it do all automatically, and I found it to be very, very helpful. Your Wi-Fi hotspot, I recommend, I don't think you're gonna get a lot of people trying to hack into it because you're on the move all the time. I would put a simple name that means something to you and a simple password. Up to you on that. So, let's see. I would do Waze through the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto if you have. Real quick here, just on the radio, XM radio. If you wanted to set a station, you just hold and set. So that's all pretty simple to use. Nothing here. This is all programmable, has different features. This, by the way, this over here, you slide this up and down. So there's different things to look at here. And I like the clock, so I'll leave it at that. Go ahead, push button there to turn that off. Let's see. Now, if you were to get mud flaps, so the mud flaps, if you wanted to add those, basically they're black and they just come out just a little bit here. Your state may require something like that. I will say that this kicks up a lot of stuff for people driving behind it. So you've got wiring for trailer cameras if you want, or 7 round. Right there, there's a trailer hitch. There's a rear camera there. Now, so the way I handle, this is the multi-pro lift gate. And so the way I usually open it is I always go bang, bang, unless for some reason I don't want the multi-pro to come down. So when I go bang, bang, right, left, right? So it opens up like that. And so that gives me access here. Now what I talked about in the tonneau cover, you see that green button right there? Push that and you'll be able to manually set it to wherever you want. If we have any kind of failure with the tonneau cover working. And then you pull it back out to lock it. And then there's a 110 outlet. That outlet and the 110 in the back seat does not come on unless you have that power switch on. Rear LED inbox lighting there. It's all got a spray and bed liner. Now this multi-pro tailgate here, open this up and you've got the step with ambient lighting there, so we can step up in there if you want, or it just gives you closer access to being able to get inside the box. Also, when it's down in this position here, you've got kind of a workspace, and so that's the different ways to use it there. And that's your quick and dirty orientation. I hope you love seeing this video about your new Hummer Edition 1. I'm super excited for you. It's going to be a great experience. And so if you'd like to learn more about the Edition 1, all you have to do is click the Learn More button below, or if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description. Otherwise, Garrett, enjoy. Anybody else interested in a Hummer, give us a call here at Alderman Chevrolet Buick GMC, Vermont's favorite car dealership.